Normally, I would not want to talk about negative things because I would much rather focus on the positive. I used to be one of those people who was very like boo-hoo and in a victim mentality, and I liked it there. I liked Victimville. I don't know why, but I was their favorite resident. I was the mayor. But yeah, nowadays I'm more so like I would rather just mum's the word, keep it hush, keep it cute, and like not talk about it until later when I can tell my story and my testimony, and people can be like, wait, what? Holy shit, what? You were going through all of that during that time? Like when you were looking all fabulous and fly and you were booked and busy and you were jet setting on, all these trips? Yes. So let's get into it. Drink your water and mind your biz. Anyway, so basically, I was staying in a friend's Airbnb for 10 days watching his cats because I wanted to be in LA. Ojai is a town about an hour and 40 minutes with no traffic. 1 hour and 20 minutes to 1 hour and 40 minutes with no traffic. But with traffic, it's like 3 hours to LA. So I was too far away. I'm in a band. I have festivals coming up. We need to be rehearsing. I have music projects. I'm planning a release party. Yada yada. I needed to be closer to LA. My friend needed someone to watch his cats. He also had an opening in his Airbnb for 10 days, so I stayed there. Now, in the meantime, I'm like finding places to live that are $1,000, and I had no money. And I was like, well, maybe I could come up with $1,000 in the next 10 days while I'm at this Airbnb. And then once I leave the Airbnb, instead of going back to Ojai, I will have a place to live. We tried, right? And we were successful. I came up with exactly as much as I needed, right in the nick of time, and moved into my beautiful condo where I live now. So I move in, and I literally didn't even unpack. Like, if you could see my room right now, there's just piles of clothes and suitcases everywhere. So I didn't even unpack before I got invited to go to Atlanta, Georgia. Yes. So I added that to my collection. Anyway, I have 2 now. So I go on this metaphorical, hypothetical journey in my head of like, oh, what if I went? How much money would I need realistically for this trip? I didn't have any money. I just moved into my new condo. So I was like just daydreaming, right? Blue skying is what they call it. Pie in the skying, whatever. But that's where the magic is. That's where the magic is. When you put your fate in the universe's hand, in God's hands, and you say, you know what? Show me how good it can get. This seems impossible, but I know God can do impossible things. My God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above. So I wanted to see, can you do it? Show me. Show me a miracle, God. He did. He provided me the money. Somebody that I've had as a client sent me the money to book the flight. It was cheaper to go to New York and Atlanta than it was to just go on a round trip to Atlanta. So I ended up in Detroit on a layover for 12 hours, hung out with some people that I'd never met before. My friend who invited me there, he was asleep. It was hilarious. It was genuinely like a hilarious, silly, goofy time to be like showing up to my friend's house. He's dead asleep. His friends are there. They're skiing. I'm just there. They offer if I want to ski, and I say no, I'm good. And then I get back on some buses and trains, go back to the Detroit airport, fly to Orlando, Florida, stay there for a couple hours, get on a plane to Atlanta, go to Atlanta, get this cute little cup with butterflies on it. It's cute. So I go there, have a great time. I get sick 2 days before my flight. And I'm not just talking like, oh, sniffly, like a little stuffy nose, a little... No, like I'm talking like can barely breathe. A little bit of a fever. I'm not wasting my $350 that one of my gracious, amazing clients sent to me to go on this trip. I'm sorry. You're out of your mind. Is that an ethical, politically correct stance to take? No. During COVID, everyone would have crucified me and hung me up on a cross like Jesus. But, it's 2026. Like, the world's burning. Go do what you want to do. A little COVID, a little flu, a little whatever. It's not stopping nothing. So anyway, I go on this trip and I get hired, basically. I get like contracted to, not really, it was a very loose, like, handshake contract, but I get chosen to cook for a songwriting retreat in Atlanta where there was a songwriting sync licensing conference or something like that at the convention center there. I got a free ticket to go to that in exchange for cooking, and I got to stay at a church that was like turned into an Airbnb event space. It was dope. I had a great time, but I was sick as a dog. And I'm like, the whole time I'm feeling like a piece of garbage for being at this event, and I'm cooking for people. So I'm in the kitchen, I'm touching their food. So I'm like making sure I sanitize, wash my hands, and when I cough, I literally was making sure that I fucking covered my cough and, you know, didn't cough on food, didn't cough on my hands, didn't cough on plates and dishes and all that. No, that I know of, I haven't heard of anyone being like, I got sick. So I don't know if I was contagious still. Who knows? All I know is that I was so sick that my voice sounded like this. Like, I literally couldn't talk like I normally talk because I just sounded so, like, sexy and sultry and, like, raspy. And I was like, oh my god, you guys. And I was like, I don't normally sound like that. This is what my normal voice sounds like. But while I was there, I sounded like this. And I was like, whoa. I could still sing. And then after I get sick, I start my fucking period in the airport in Atlanta. I end up sleeping on the floor of the airport because of all the layovers, all the dysfunction through the airline, and there was just no other option. So I just slept on the floor. I met this guy, he offered to get me a hotel, but by the time I realized, like, I would only get a few hours at the hotel, and I was like, it's a waste of fucking money. Like, I'm just gonna keep this. I'm sorry, Callie, I kept your money. But that money got me through my New York City trip, so I hope that he's okay with that. I would assume he'd be okay with that. So, through this whole thing, right, I'm sick as a dog. I'm on my period. My backpack is like 50 pounds or 60 pounds. It's so heavy that I'm getting bruises on my back. And I'm literally like, my back and my neck and my shoulders are like, ow, from how heavy this damn backpack is, and trekking through city after city after city, from bus to train to bus to train to this stuff, airport to church to wherever, you know. It was a lot. It was a lot. But I did that shit. I did that shit. No, I really did. I really did that shit. I had a blast. It was awesome. It showed me, like, I'm truly capable of so much more than I realize, as long as I can just put my mind to it. So I just wanted to share my little testimony of being like, hey, guess what? All that was happening, I wasn't able to sleep. I ended up, like, every day something would wake me up. I was getting kicked out of one place, getting kicked out of the next place. This guy's a drug dealer. The cops are on his trail because his dealers got caught with, like, a half a brick. And then he's telling me, oh, it wasn't as bad as last time they got caught with 10 bricks or 17 bricks or something, right? Crazy. He's like, we had to hire a lawyer. It was like $300,000 and da-da-da. I was like, I'm getting out of here. I'm getting out of here. I was interceding for people with the Bible, with scripture in Georgia. I was staying with a friend in Brooklyn who ended up trying to, like, grope me and get me drunk so he could have his way with me. And then I got spiritually attacked. Like, I've been getting spiritually attacked ever since I got back to LA. But do you see me? I'm smiling. I'm happy. I also have a tooth that I think the root is fractured and it hurts really bad. And I usually use a massage gun to try to massage my neck from the 3 rear end car accidents and cervical spine damage that I have. I literally couldn't, I can't use this on my neck because it vibrates my broken tooth. That hurts really, really bad, that I had a root canal on. It's supposed to not have any nerves in it, right? It's supposed to not be able to feel anything. I feel everything. So you can do it with a broken tooth, on your period, broke, scared, anxious, with a broken ankle, glass stuck in your foot. I randomly found glass in my foot when I was on my way to the airport, and I had to take my whole boot off and pull a piece of glass out of my foot. Like, I'm telling you, anything, any obstacle that could try to get in my way, it has. And I just keep going. And I tell you all of this to say, literally do not let anything stop you. Do not make excuses, and do not feel sorry for yourself. Because there's someone out there who has even more weight on their back, who's struggling through more circumstances than you are, and they're making more of their situation. Someone who has a worse hand of cards, and they're playing them better than yours. So